places like LATAM, the way that a lot of them get off the ground first is by the governments. The governments invest in early stage startups, or these companies do that, and then there ends up being a funding gap because once they have a certain amount of scale, then all the money wants to come. But long story short, the government's regulation, all those things play a lot into the economy, into getting these first companies out, investing in them early, and we're seeing what I'm seeing where I sit looking at this globally. There's a lot happening in the Middle East right now, and the regulation is a part of that. And they're talking about licensing and all that other stuff, bank licensing there in other interesting ways. So that's another
Um,
piece that I'm looking at.
I strongly feel the last point, to be honest, because I was talking recently with some investors from the Middle East. What I found very, very interesting is the kind of mentality shift that they have. Like if you had a conversation with VCs or with investors from the Middle East in 2016 or 2018, they had just one mantra. They wanted to invest in US-based companies, in European companies, and so far and so forth. Then there was a huge shift in the market, and they didn't want to do that anymore. And the only constraint that they had was, okay, we can invest, we can deploy capital. We want startup to come here and to build something in Saudi Arabia, in Qatar, in Dubai, in all the Middle East. Because they want to build something in their own countries, they want to build their own economy based on digital services, based on innovation, on tech. And I think it's a very good example on how, the regulation that we were talking about, we're trying to drive the innovation in the market itself. Because it's obviously the government saying, okay, we can deploy capital, we can give you capital, but build something here, not just invest in other countries because the return is better. Just build something here. And I think that under certain point of view, it's what, like, for example, Europe should do. And it's trying to do in a certain, very slow way, because we need those kind of things, and we need people to build here and not just to go to the US because it's the best, capital market in the world. Uh, you need to have someone in place. But I think that what will come out from Saudi in the coming years will be very interesting. We already saw a couple of very good example with fintech startups being very well funded there, and building, on a global scale. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see the events, shift to Saudi in September, and that's going to be very, very interesting. Also to see the cultural change, the cultural differences between Europe, the US, the upcoming Asia, and everything. How do you see that actually? Because you're already organizing that, I believe, so you can already see the kind of changes that you have.